Welcome and hello. This is a video exercise using HEC HMS. And in this lesson, we're going to be dealing with terrain reconditioning. This is one of the steps in the GIS tools menu. Terrain reconditioning involves burning streams and building walls, which really means artificially decreasing or increasing terrain data in order to modify the results from the automated watershed delineation tools. All right, let's get started here. This is the page we're going to use for this exercise. So I will leave a link to this page, the URL, in the description of this video. First things first, let's download the zip file, which is at the top of the page here. Okay, so that appears to be downloaded. Let's go ahead and open that up. And what we have here is a HMS project. So I'm just going to go ahead and find a place on my computer where I want to move that. Just put it right there, and it's unzipping. Okay. So once that's in place, I can delete the zip file. Now let's go ahead and open HMS and then go to File, Open, and then browse for that project. All right, I have the project here. Inside the project, I want to select the HMS file, which is down here, and then click Select. I'm going to click the Convert Project button just because this project was originally created in a different version, and it looks like we're looking good here. So here is the subbasins, rivers, and entire watershed. All right, so it looks like we have a number of streams, 3 subbasins. There's a terrain layer as well. In fact, if I go up to view map layers, what I can do here is toggle on the different layers. So if I turn the terrain off, that's what that looks like. If I take the subbasins away, then we're just left with the rivers, which is this layer right here, and one lonely stream gauge. It looks like there's some rain gauges too. Okay. All right, I'm going to toggle off the gauges. Let's turn on the terrain, the subbasins, and the rivers. This exercise is broken up into 2 separate tasks. The first one is to burn streams only, and then after that, we're going to build walls and burn streams. So the first step is to open the project. Step 2 is to open the base model. Got those done. All right, next up is step 3. Go ahead and click on the GIS tool menu and then click on Terrain Reconditioning. Step 4 is to just click the next button because this is a 2-step wizard here. The first step is building walls, and for this first task, we're only going to burn streams. Building walls refers to increasing the terrain elevation at certain locations based on the selected shapefile. All right, so we're going to just click next. This is the step 2. This is burn streams. So what we're going to do is navigate to the shapefile for the rivers right here, and then this tool, the terrain reconditioning tool, is going to lower the elevation of that terrain based on the original terrain layer. If we scroll down in the instructions, there is a discussion, a little diagram about how this works, and shows what the buffer, smooth drop, and sharp drop is for this burning streams process. There's also a link to the user's manual right here, which discusses it more. I'll leave a link to this in the description. All right, back to HMS. Now we need to select the file folder and then navigate to the streams shapefile. Here's the project. And then I'm going to click on Maps is where they're keeping it, GIS data, instead of keeping it in the GIS directory. I want to click on this third shapefile right here, in HD River, and then click Select. All right, so now that that's in place, we're going to go ahead and specify the buffer. That's going to be 10. And then the smooth drop distance is going to be 50. And the sharp drop distance is going to be 20. All right, click Next. Now it's performing its terrain reconditioning. And it's complete, it looks like. So I'll click Close. What it did is it added this layer here, Reconditioned Terrain, based on this original terrain layer. So what we're going to do is zoom in on some streams, doesn't matter where, about this stream right here. If I toggle off the rivers layer, it may be a little bit easier. We have a burned in stream layer right here. So if I toggle off the reconditioned terrain layer, we can now see the original terrain layer. And then again, here is the reconditioned terrain layer with the burned in streams area. To make it even more obvious, let me just go ahead and zoom in on a certain cell and we can take a look at it. So after it's burned in, the value of this cell, the elevation, is 1285, but originally it's 1323. So about 45 feet of difference there. I'm not sure if I was exactly on the same cell, but close enough. That's what's happening. All right, I'm going to zoom out now and then make mention what the instructions say is that each time you run the terrain preprocessing tool, that the program will automatically use the original terrain data set. The program will not continue to edit the reconditioned terrain data set. All right, we're on to task 2 now. This involves building walls and burning streams. So what we're going to do is we'll use the exact same data we have here, the same rivers, subbasins, and terrain data. Step 1 and 2 is to open the project, open the basin model. Step 3 is just as before, click GIS terrain reconditioning. This is a warning message to say that the prior reconditioned terrain is going to be overwritten, and that's fine. All right, let me just bring this over to the side. This time we're not going to ignore the first step, which is building walls. And we're going to navigate to the subbasins shapefile, which is this black line here around each subbasin. So I'll go to the GIS data directory, which is inside maps directory, and then click on subbasins.shp. So that's been assigned. The instructions tell us to use a buffer of 5 cell buffer. The smooth raise height will be 100. That's in feet, and then the sharp raise height will be 50. All right, I'll click next. And we're going to use the exact same stream data as we did for step 1 or for the task 1. That's going to be the river shapefile. And then the values here are going to be 10, 50, and 20. Click next. This one takes a little bit longer. All right, that's completed. So let's open up View Map Layers once again. And as before, we have our reconditioned terrain layer. That looks good. This time we're going to zoom in on a subbasin boundary. And to make it interesting, we'll do so near a river, such as right here at the junction. This is a subbasin line right here in black, and we're seeing the reconditioned layer as well. This is without reconditioning. Here's the terrain. So it just kind of looks normal. And then when we build up a wall, which I think is 150 feet, you can see that just by the colors alone, that a wall has been built here. Let's, as before, let's go ahead and zoom in and investigate a couple individual cells. So how about this cell right here? So after the reconditioning, after that wall has been built, the value is 1684. Okay, let me toggle off. In P4, the wall building, it's 1534. So yeah, that's exactly 150 feet, which makes sense. It's the sum of the smooth raise and sharp raise values. I'm going to toggle on that recondition layer again. What's also interesting is when a river and a wall intersect, the river supersedes, and we're seeing that here. So there's a cell buffer for the river, and that river shapefile sort of governs, which means that the flow can go through, and the wall sort of stops here. Even though the subbasin boundary continues on, the building walls operation halts a certain distance from that stream. Burnt streams have the right of way when there's a conflict between rivers burning over walls building, and it creates a breach in the wall due to the stream buffer. At the very end of this exercise in the instructions, it makes mention of the next step in the GIS task, which is pre-processing sinks. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that to demonstrate something real quick. Pre-processing sinks will fill in certain locations, as we see in the blue lines right here, our little blue dots that are near the river. We have a new layer here for the sink locations, which I toggled off and now toggled back on. And this is a typical view of what those sink locations looks like. But what I want to do now is create a task 3. This is a bonus task, and it'll be real quick. What we're going to be doing is building walls without specifying a stream layer. We don't even have to burn a stream, but we're just going to build the walls without a stream at all. And I'll show you the problems that runs into. Basically, we're going to be creating a wall at this subbasin boundary, and the water would have to increase high enough of an elevation to flow over that wall, which we're going to see when we run that pre-processing sinks operation again. All right, so real quick, one more time, terrain reconditioning. Yes, we're going to overwrite. I'll just navigate to the subbasin shapefile. I'm going to use the same numbers as before, so 5, 100, and 50, and then next. Now, what I should be doing is specifying a rivers or a streams shapefile. Even if the numbers are 0 and I don't want to burn streams, I should probably still be doing that. However, HMS allows us to click next anyway, and we will. And here's a little warning about the problems that we're about to encounter. So I'll click continue. All right, so that's completed. I'll click close. Nothing looks strange yet because we need to rerun that pre-processing sinks. And then it's asking me if I want to override. I say yes. And then this is the results of what we get. Basically, the water has to increase high enough to pass through these certain boundaries. That's why we have what looks like a dam at the sub-basin boundary when it's really not. It's just we had a 150-foot rise at every sub-basin boundary, and that's causing this sink location layer to make things look awkward. All right, well, that was it for this exercise. We talked about terrain reconditioning within the GIS menu, specifically the burning streams and building walls.